we're
There you
going
go.
live.
It says it's going live.
Okay, I'm gonna keep the waiting room on for a little bit because I don't
You're good.
trust.
Yeah, I'd keep it on
Okay,
just because. Oh my gosh.
that was a shit show.
That was not the most fun, I'm sure. I'm sure it was infuriating, actually. Let's just be real.
Okay, so we have one watching now. It's probably myself because I'm monitoring the chat. So we are good to go. Let me see if we have anybody in the waiting room.
I don't see anyone yet. But I
Did you
don't know
say a
if I have
couple
the
people?
ability to see the waiting room since I'm not the host. I don't know. I've actually
No,
never
did you
thought
say a
about.
couple people forgot to like they can't find the link?
Yeah, and I'm like, it's literally in your email? I don't know. There are a few people I need to try to resend that link out, so I'll do that.
You are a co-host now.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I can monitor the waiting room if you want me to.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Nah, to be fair, I do think there are a couple of people that straight up lost their link and I need to get it back for them.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like, I don't
Okay.
exactly know. I've never figured out the perfect Zoom formula because I could just disable registration for this thing altogether and make it an open Zoom link like people have actually requested from me and people
No,
want.
but then you get
That's
bombers, Zoom
exactly it.
bombers.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But like our Blind
Ignore
Lions
those.
Club that we're starting, it's going to be an open Zoom link that everybody's going to be able to find because that's what everybody wants, which is
No, keep
fine.
registration.
Here, hold on. Here's Jackie. Um, like, because that's what people want. So I don't know, man. I've never figured out the secret Zoom formula. Hey, Jackie.
You got Jackie?
I did. I let her in. She's connecting.
Hi guys.
Jackie.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. I am so sorry you guys had Zoom bombers last week. The one time I'm gone. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It was my fault because I was trying to give somebody the link and
Well,
I gave them the registration link and then a whole bunch of Zoom bombers came.
I don't.
So,
It's not your fault. It's that person's fault, probably. Depending on who it was. I don't know. I don't know who they were. Or I don't know who you were
multiple.
trying to give the link to. I don't know.
Somebody in YouTube chat.
I bet you that was it.
Yes, and I was trying to figure out the better way to do that. So
You're fine. It's not really your fault. It happened because, like I said, I've had open Zoom meetings without registration links before that have been just fine. But then I've had I don't know. I feel like Zoom, to some degree, there's always a crapshoot element involved. You know what I
I
mean?
think you're right.
Because like the
Yeah.
Lions Club for the Blind that I'm starting or that we've started that I'm one of the officers of, they want to have an open Zoom link without registration because they want people to always be able to find it openly and publicly. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I mean, I know that we're going to run the risk of Zoom bombers, but like a lot of people have never had that problem before, so they take the risk. And then go figure we make a registered link and we get Zoom bombers. So I think to some degree, I think you're just, it's just always an inherent Zoom risk. I don't know. I, I think it's probably about like other platforms where all you can really do at the end of the day is report people, you know?
Yeah. And I think unfortunately because it's open, you're just you're never going to completely weed them out. It's just that simple.
That's what I'm saying. I think no matter what you do, it's just always going to be a risk. And oh well, it's just kind of interesting though that like no matter what you try to do, even if you try to like have a registered Zoom meeting to prevent that, it doesn't always prevent it. So I don't know, like we can always adjust it however you guys think we should.
I will just keep it, and I won't put it in the YouTube chat because I think that was my fault.
We are good. Like my what I'm saying is like I don't know, like there's always risk reward, right? Like we could make it an open public link and possibly have a lot more people join and
Don't do
never
that
have
for
a Zoom
now.
bomber, but you know. It's just interesting, isn't it? That like no matter what you do, you never know exactly
Just
what result
keep
you're gonna
it.
get.
Yeah, keep it for now. We'll sort it out later.
Oh, I will. I'm not going to do anything without you guys saying something, but it's just interesting.
It
I
is.
think that it's just interesting to me that no matter what you do, you know, never know exactly
Okay.
what result you're going
Let's
to get.
see.
I'm admitting people. I have never quite figured out who Ernisha's note taker belongs to. Have you guys?
Some Ernisha.
Huh?
I don't know who Ernisha is, but
They're both Otter AI. And if that's you, I'm not even annoyed or anything, let's be clear. I'm just very curious. If
I
that's
don't think it's
you,
somebody that joins these meetings. I think they're too busy, so they send their AI assistants. I don't know.
if it's you, and you somehow made a way to make that work and just send your AI assistant and not actually come to the Zoom yourself, I'm super curious how you make that work. I would love to know because I don't even know how to do that. Honestly, like, I obviously know how to use AI to take notes, but I don't know how to use AI to send like a virtual assistant to my meeting. So I would love to know how you're doing that. Feel
Well,
free.
I'm doing it right now with Zoom AI Companion. Well, I don't think it's on, but
I don't know, man. All I'm saying it says it's Otter AI. So what I'm saying is it says it's Otter AI. So if that's you, I'm not joking. I would love it if you emailed the foundation, Laurel Wheeler Foundation at gmail.com, or reached out to me and Taylor and let us know how you're doing that because I
oh,
don't
I already
know.
know how they're doing it. But
How are they
it's
doing it?
Otter AI is kind of it's become notoriously bad. That's why I don't recommend it now.
What does that even? I don't know.
Like basically, they're like, so you click on somebody's link, right, for the Otter Notes, and then all of a sudden now you've got an Otter account. It's like a virus in a sense because you only do one thing, and then ta-da, you've got an Otter account. You don't even know you have one.
Well, it's almost like, I mean, I recently subscribed to Substack to see what was going on. And next thing you know, I'm subscribed to like all these different channels. And I'm like, but I'm not really interested in what they're discussing, you know?
I did
So
use Otter AI once to help me with something. It was in a foreign language and it was transcription based, and it did okay as a rough draft, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's interesting. So kudos to whoever that belongs to. But the bots are in there twice. But I'm just curious
Who
who that
knows? I don't
belongs
know
to.
why that is, but it
I
could be
don't
they
know.
have two different Otter accounts
Could be.
somehow.
If that's you, more power to you. If you're making it work, you know, seriously. I don't know. Like I haven't recommended Otter to anyone, but hey, if you're making that work, and hey, Melissa,
How are
who's
you?
just joined.
Good to see you guys.
We were just discussing that
Otter's
we have a
been
couple of Otter AI bots in the meeting, and I don't know who they belong to. So I guess they're sending their AI bots to the meeting somehow. I don't know, but like, how do their Otter bots access the Zoom meeting without them
it connects
there?
to their calendar,
Right.
Oh, we were just
but Otter's
discussing that,
been
Melissa, because
causing a
I'm not an expert on how to make all that happen.
Otter's been causing a fit in bits, hasn't it, Melissa?
Yes. Yeah, because they sent out the invites and some calendar thing and that's how it connect. That's how all those otter things have been able to connect.
But like, are people what I really want to know, and I mean, I know that, you guys are not fans of Otter, but I would love to know, like, has anyone had, has anyone found it successful to
It's
take notes
pretty,
that way for a
yes, it's
meeting that they're not
very
in? You know what I
successful.
mean?
I've done it a lot, but the thing is that like it will send the notes if you don't configure it right to everybody on the calendar invite.
Oh, well, has it? I suppose whoever did it for our meeting has configured it right because it doesn't send us all the notes.
Yes, they probably did.
So good job to them. Kudos. I
Oh,
mean, listen, if that's how you're able to access what we're doing and you make it work for you, as far as I'm concerned, more power to you. You know, it's interesting to me. I just haven't availed myself of that feature yet, but more power to you. You know,
well,
interesting.
the
Right now
problem
it's built
is
into Zoom.
they're using free accounts and so they run out of minutes and they always run out of minutes our meeting, this meeting specifically, because I'll hear them say, "You have no more minutes left."
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And then they
that I will
spam the
say.
chat.
I will say
Yes.
to whoever is managing to use AI to do that, you should know that whenever the meeting cuts you off, if it's transcribing, and I assume it is, then hopefully you'll get this part. The meeting cuts you off halfway through and you're missing a ton because you
Mhm.
don't
It
have
cuts
enough
off at 30
minutes.
minutes, depending on the plan.
Right.
Correct.
To
Yes.
whoever is running the AI bot in this meeting, just know you are specifically using the 30-minute plan. Our meetings are an hour, and so I'm all for you using the AI tool if that's something that you're getting a use out of and recording our meetings in. I'm not even annoyed or anything. More power to you, but you're missing out on a lot of our content. So you need to go to Taylor Arndt's YouTube channel. If you just search Taylor and an Arndt, Arndt, you'll find her YouTube channel and you can look at the meetings in full. You're missing out on a lot. I just want you to know so that
Yep.
you're aware.
And yeah, should we get started, Laurel?
Absolutely, let's do it. Welcome to
Okay.
a Learn to Code Tuesday, everybody. We're live over on Taylor's YouTube channel, and we're live here with our little group on Zoom. I apologize that you guys had Zoom bombers last week to have to deal with. I was not here. I was out of town and actually flying to Denver for an event in Fort Collins on Tuesday morning, so I wasn't able to be here, which will happen occasionally from time to time. I can't always be everywhere, you know. And because I'm the
But I
executive
was
director,
managing solo.
you're doing, yeah, you were holding it down. Because
You
I'm the
did a good
executive
job.
director of the Laurel Wheeler Foundation, I can't always be everywhere, right? Like there will be times when Taylor's got to hold it down solo because I can't. I'll try not to make another commitment whenever possible, but there will be a few times it's unavoidable, you know? So thanks for holding it down, Taylor. For those who may be new, this is co-hosted by the Laurel Wheeler Foundation and by Techopolis. If you want to sign up for the awesome courses over at Techopolis and you can't afford the fee for whatever reason, you can email laurelwheelerfoundation@gmail.com. And because no one ever knows how to spell my name, it's LaurelWheeler. That's how you spell my name. You can email us and reach out for financial aid. I haven't had anyone do that yet, but we are standing by and willing and ready to assist. So,
But yes, and that's very good news. But I also have more good news, y'all.
yes, good news is always, well, good.
So I secured an interview with the FreeCodeCamp founder
Oh my God,
on
that's so
Learn to
exciting.
Code Tuesday.
If I
So
knew
this,
how to do a
Wow.
clapping sound effect, I would for you.
I know this is going to be a very special event, and so what's going to happen is it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to work a lot more different than what we do now. So be prepared. This
Mhm.
is going to be scheduled ahead of time, and a select group decided by both Techopolis and Laurel Wheeler Foundation will be invited to the Zoom to ask questions of the Free Code Camp founder. So basically, it's going to be a special link. You will not use this link. This link will not work. So don't try it, or else if you do, it'll say there's another meeting in progress. And
You should use, that's the other reason to subscribe to Taylor's YouTube, because it'll be all over
yes,
that.
Okay.
it will.
Should we
So
make a way
May
for people,
20th.
Taylor, this is just me thinking on the fly. Should we let people know, should people email our foundation if they want to ask questions that they haven't been invited to the meeting?
Yes,
If they want to
please
submit
do.
a question? Okay.
Yes.
If you want to submit a question, because we don't want to make this like so like unattainable for the average person to submit a question, you know? So we are only going to invite a few, we're going to have basically a panel, okay, for the Zoom meeting. But we want everyone else to watch it on YouTube, on Taylor Arndt's YouTube stream. And so if you want to ask a question to the FreeCodeCamp founder, we want you to email laurelwheelerfoundation@gmail.com. And again, LaurelWheeler. Then the word foundation. There's no punctuation. It's all just lowercase letters all together @gmail.com. And I'm sure Taylor will put that in the video description.
Yes. the other thing too is we're going to be getting chat. I'm going to be monitoring chat. So, like I said, this will work a little bit different. It's actually going to be our Zoom link, so it'll be configured to live stream. We don't have to worry about that. And this will be scheduled ahead of time. It's actually going to probably be scheduled tomorrow once I get confirmation from him and he'll join the Zoom. So it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to work, a lot more differently than what you guys are used to. There will be no Code Camp help session in this Zoom interview. It's going to be a full interview. And also, it's going to be a place for people to ask questions and to get, feedback in terms of like making FreeCodeCamp accessible. Obviously, we want to be positive, and we want to make sure that we are able to, give good questions and help, FreeCodeCamp be a better place, and so that the FreeCodeCamp founder will be able to know who we are.
Absolutely.
We've got other good news too, and we will get to that, Laurel. I'm not sure if you want to talk about that right now.
Since I have no idea if you're talking about what we made being available or something else, why don't you just spill it? Because you're on a roll.
Okay,
And I'm
so
not
the
a
Laurel
telepathic
Wheeler
person.
Foundation, in collaboration with Techopolis Creations, which is our 3D printing business, is doing a fundraiser now. Michael is still going to upload the pictures, I think, soon, but very shortly, probably within the next day or two, the Learn to Code keychains that we've been working on for a while are now available, and you guys can get them at techopoliscreations.com. They are $4 each, and that 40% of proceeds will go to support the Laura Wheeler Foundation.
Which is exciting. And they're the keychains that we started working on creating a couple weeks ago, too, guys.
We did, yes.
Yeah. So if you are watching this YouTube video and you missed it, go back and watch our earlier episodes, because if you want to know how we started working on that design collaboratively and how we started playing with 3D printing, there is a Learn to Code episode about that.
And more 3D printing news. It seems like this has been the Learn to Code 3D print edition today.
Hey, nothing wrong
We
with
have our
that.
new printer we just ordered.
Yay! Cool.
What'd you guys order?
So-
I want to know.
We ordered the Bamboo Labs X1C.
Did you get a good
And,
deal?
Well, so yeah, I would say, I don't think it like, well, bleh. It was retail price. There was no sales.
Okay. Hey, I
But,
didn't know. I don't know. 3D printing is so fascinating to me.
But if you are a beginner, the A series is honestly where you want to be. Because we run a business, we just want the extra level. And frankly, if you are a blind person with little to no vision, getting the A series is actually better because it's less parts.
Perfect. And just for somebody who might not have been watching earlier, the A series, is that Bamboo also, or?
Yes, and it's the budget series, starting from
Okay.
450, I believe.
Okay. And there's different ones within the A series, or is it just the one?
I'm not sure. I think there are different ones. BambooLabs.com, I think.
BambooLabs.com. They are not sponsoring us. I wish they would. That'd be cool.
No, they're not.
Hey, if anybody from Bamboo Labs sees this, would you be our fearless sponsor? We would love that. But because they made a printer and we were able to use it all together, we can, to create and test out the keychain design, we can feel confident saying as a blind person that, hey, if you want to try 3D printing, here's a good choice, So just to be clear, they're not paying us to say that or anything. We're saying that
Right,
because
no, they're not.
we are saying that for anyone who's watching or who will watch. We're saying that because we legitimately used it a couple of weeks ago to design
No,
and print
Laurel,
out and
this is
test
a
them.
new printer we just got today.
Oh, no, I was talking
yesterday.
about the A series. Did you guys? Is that what we used a couple weeks ago?
No, that was the Eufy Make Anchor.
Oh, that was
one.
the Eufy Mate, a different one.
Yes, the A. We
stand
don't
for
have the A series at all. We just have
No,
our
okay,
new
I got
one.
you. So the two kinds that are accessible to the blind, I guess I'll adjust what I'm saying. The two that that are
Sorry.
accessible are Bamboo Labs and Eufy Made.
Yes, preferably
Sweet.
Bamboo Labs, y'all. I would not go with Eufy Make because it's a lot louder.
Okay, well that's good to know too. But
So,
I guess what I'm really trying to get at is nobody's really paying us to say any of that. We're just trying to talk about helpful things. So
All right, and one more thing that nobody knows about yet.
ooh, Let's go.
Okay, sorry, I was just looking at the weather and ensuring we were not under a tornado warning.
Girl.
Okay.
Homie.
So here's the deal. You know that I love AI, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Mhm.
Well, Michael has this device, and it's the most inaccessible thing ever. I'll get to that in a minute. It's called the Rabbit R1. And what it is, it's like a handheld AI device. There's like a voice mode. You could do image descriptions. You can do all this
It's
sorts
what?
of things through voice. The Rabbit R1.
I have not heard of that. For someone who doesn't know what that is, in about 10 words or a sentence or something, what is that?
It's like a orange device. It's like handheld. I'm not exactly sure like the measurements, but it's literally like your own AI companion device.
Okay.
You can record, do like transcribing. It's
Interesting.
actually on Android operating system.
Okay.
I believe.
But it doesn't have a screen
But it has
reader.
no talkback.
Okay. Didn't know that
Now-
those were out there. I just learned something new.
I will
Okay.
say that this is not accessible. Now, why am I endorsing something that's not accessible? Well, I'm gonna get to that. But the thing is that Michael bought it when it came out. It's $199, so it's not horrible. But the thing here is, y'all, is they have what's called the Rabbit Hole. And this is an online website that they run, and it's a full agentic workflow. So let me explain. They've got chat. So they actually just announced a new intern mode, and I'm telling you, it's like ridiculous. So the intern mode is literally where, you know, if you've ever used deep research in Chat GPT, where it will search
Yeah.
like 100 different websites and all that
Dude.
stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
This is more than that. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So let me give you an example. Yesterday, I'm working on an online course, and I'm like, let me just see if Rabbit can create the handouts. Didn't expect anything out of it. I put in my prompt, I put in everything I wanted it to do. Sure enough, it took about an hour. Yes, that's right, an hour to create the handouts. And I downloaded everything. It created everything in HTML. So this was a basic HTML course because we're actually coming out with one. Hint, hint. And well, let me just say, it created like it had graphics that actually had alt text. It
Yo.
did all of this. In fact, I'm going to actually show you a spoiler.
Cool.
So
give
you
me a
have
second.
you got to buy the Rabbit R1 to access the website, right?
So you do not, but you only get 3
Oh.
chats a day with intern if you do not buy there.
I gotcha.
But the Rabbit is a good device otherwise because they have a playground mode. And so the playground mode's again more agentic. So it can do things like search Amazon for you, right? I used it to try to find 3D printing filaments. It can, you know, update. Yes, it updated our entire web server the other day.
Nice.
I'm even working on, and yes, don't curse my name, folks. We're Techopolis Online Solutions is switching to Squarespace due to reasons I won't get into, and it was able to almost edit in my Squarespace website through text commands. It logged in
Wow.
and everything.
That's
Dude.
amazing.
So if you're, I just want to make sure I'm following you. So if the device itself doesn't have TalkBack on it or a screen reader, you're doing all of this through the web interface on your computer or through the device itself somehow?
So both. They have a voice.
Sorry,
like a
I'm just
button
trying to
that's
track
all-
how you're doing this.
No, it's fine. They have a voice like button, like a voice control. You can talk to it, and you can also do things on the web, like with the rabbit hole.
So if you talk to it and it doesn't have a screen reader on it, is it speaking to you the feedback?
Yes.
Or, okay,
It'll
like
speak and say like,
a lot like SIRI on the iPhone?
yes, but much
Okay.
better.
Okay, yeah, but like it's giving you, so you can truly like voice command it and it will
I
like
can,
give you spoken feedback?
but I cannot set up like Wi-Fi. So Michael's gonna have to do that. And y'all, my experiences so far has been on Michael's device. Like I don't have any of my own, but I just
Mhm.
bought one yesterday. So
Sweet, so that's cool. So like even though it doesn't have the screen reader, you're still able to totally voice control it and it will give you spoken. That's cool, man.
yeah, I'm gonna be trying to work with them on that. So I'm reaching out to them. But so
That's
that's the
cool.
news of the day. I mean, I'm gonna quick show you guys the HTML course.
There's so many cool
Just-
AI things out there, man.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And like I said, this is truly unlimited and it's like mostly on device. So if you're looking for an economical option, you could even use this instead of like ChatGPT for something. So let me show you. Hold on,
Man,
let
I will
me.
say as an aside, and like this isn't something we'll get down now, but man, Taylor, you got to mentor me a little bit because I really want to create foreign language courses, partly using.
Colons 40, 46.
I was also trying to be efficient.
15, 6,
Oh, that's
18.
too.
That's too
36.
slow.
How's this?
Yeah, I think so. Go, just
Download
do
dash file
something.
explorer. New button
Yes,
select one of 10
that's
down.
good.
Sorry about that.
No, no, it's
Like I said, I
fine.
was trying to be
No
too
worries.
efficient. Okay. So
Preview.
me.
Details. Items view list. Yesterday group orca slicer line. Yesterday grouping. Orc bamboo. Export left pair. Custom dash GP. Video dash and dash social dash. GMT 20 million 2 GMT 20 GMT 20 HTML dash course left pair. Items view
HTML.
list. HTML dash course not selected 1 of 6.
Now this is all in a zip. Okay, so what it did is it's all in a zip. So HTML
Type at
course.
HTML dash course not selected 1 of 6. Dot bash line logout 2 of 6.
This is just random crap,
Dot bash 3 of 6.
random
Dot
files.
profile 4 of 6. Dot pseudo line as line admin line successful 5 of 6. Index 6 of 6.
And this is the index. Now I'm not gonna open this. What this is just a like a listing of the files in the directory.
H.
I'm gonna press enter on
Items view
this.
list. Assignments 2 of 6.
So there's assignments,
Chapters 3 of 6.
chapters,
Final dash project 4 of 6.
final project, and this is all content that I'm gonna upload to the LMS, folks.
Resources 5 of 6.
Resources,
Index 6 of 6.
index. Let's look at a chapter.
Resources. Assignment. Assets 1.
Oh,
Items
not
view
this.
list. Images not selected 1 of 2.
Oh yeah, and assets are all the images. That's right, y'all. It finds images online and puts them into the stuff, into the content. That's what I'm looking for.
Items view list. Assignments 2 of 6.
Okay,
Chapters 3 of.
here's chapter.
Items view list. Chapter 1 not selected 1 of 9. Chapter 2 2 of 9.
So there's 9 chapters.
Chapter 1 type compressed size edit type edit Chrome H. Chapter 1.
Here's
Chapter 1 colon introduction to HTML bar 8 banner landmark master HTML with comprehensive lessons and examples. Navigation landmark list with 14 items bullet. Link home.
So that's just the index. I can press H.
Main landmark what is HTML and its history heading level 2.
That's right. There is headings, folks.
HTML left parent hypertext markup language right parent is the standard markup language used to create web pages. It describes the structure of a web page semantically, providing a way to create structured documents.
And AI wrote all of this.
By denoting structural elements such as headings, paragraphs, lists, links, quotes, and other items. Heading level 3 brief history of HTML.
There's headings.
List with 8 items bullet.
There's lists.
1989-1991 colon Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web and created HTML as a way to structure documents for the web. Bullet. 1993 colon HTML 1.0 was the first version, though no official standard was published.
And you see it did like a whole bunch of research and kind of made this chapter. Let's say I wanted to skip this section. I could press H again, right?
How the web works heading level 2.
How the web works.
To understand HTML's role in web development, it's important to understand how the web works at a basic level colon.
So it has like the history, right? How the web works. And I could do this again. Or let's say I want to find a graphic. I can press
Figure
G.
HTML5 document structure diagram showing the relationship between HTML elements graphic.
And so it read a diagram. Now visually, there is a diagram on the screen that it found on the web. Okay, I didn't make this diagram. I think it found it somewhere. And then it has a
Caption
source.
HTML5 document structure diagram. Out of caption out of figure heading level 2 setting up a development environment.
But that, like that, and you know, there's a bunch of these chapters, right? And then there's the assignment, which the final assignment for this project is you're going to be making a simple portfolio website. Okay. So imagine, like, you know, I basically laid it out and I'm going to show you a sample task. Okay. So I'm going to, so that, like I said, you know, there's more stuff in here. Let me show you an assignment.
System menu close.
Let me close this.
Which chapter 2 2 of 9. Items view list. Assignments 2 of 6. Items view list. Assignment 2 2 of 9. Assignment 1.
Assignment 1.
Assignment 1 colon personal pro banner landmark heading level 1 assignment 1 colon personal profile page. Apply your knowledge with practical exercises. Navigation landmark main landmark assignment overview heading level 2. In this assignment you will create a simple personal profile page using the HTML concepts learned. In chapter 1, this will help you practice creating a basic HTML document structure adding headings, paragraphs, and links. Heading level 3 learning objectives. List with 5 items bullet create a properly structured HTML document.
And that's right. There's learning objectives. Now, what it does is it searches different things. So one of the things it searched is actually instructional design best practices so that it can make the content easy for people to learn. Okay. So let me keep going and I'll show you the assignment. That way you guys can kind of get an overview of how this works.
Bullet use appropriate heading levels. Bullet add paragraphs of text. Bullet create a list of items. Bullet add a hyperlink to another website. Out of list heading level 2 requirements. Your personal profile page should include the following elements: heading level 3.1. Document structure. List with 5 items. Bullet proper doc type declaration.
And you see how detailed this is?
Bullet HTML element with lang attribute.
Hmm? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I want to do this again. So if I want to press
2.
H.
Content requirements heading level 3. List with 5 items. Bullet A main heading left parent. H1 right parent with your name. Bullet A subheading left parent. H2 right parent with a brief title or description.
But this is like, this would be an assignment for our course. And this is actually going to be an assignment. Okay. So I'm going to press H again.
3. Code quality heading level 3. List with 3 items. Bullet well-formatted HTML with proper indentation. Bullet appropriate use of elements for their intended purpose. Bullet valid HTML that passes the W3C validator. Out of list heading level 2 example structure. Here's an example of the HTML structure you should create:
You see, like, it has an example.
less doc type HTML greater.
And it even has the code like on a separate
Less
line.
HTML lang equals quote end quote greater. Less head greater. Less meta charset equals quote UTF dash 8 quote greater. Less meta name equals quote viewport quote content equals quote width equals device dash width initial dash scale equals 1.0 quote greater. Less title greater your name dash personal profile less slash title greater. Less slash head greater. Less body greater. Less H1 greater your name less slash H1 greater. Less H2 greater web developer less slash H2 greater lang. Less P greater. Write a paragraph about yourself here including background, interests or goals. Less slash P greater. Blank. Less H3 greater my skills less slash H3 greater. Less all greater. Less lead greater HTML less slash lead greater.
I'm going to go down a little bit
Submission
more.
guidelines heading level 2.
And then there's submission guidelines.
List with 4 items. 1. Create an HTML file named profile.html. 2. Implement all the required elements listed above. 3. Validate your HTML using the link W3C validator.
And then it has a link to the W3C validator. Right? It has a link there. And then
4. Submit your file through the course submission system.
submit your files through the course submission
Out of
system.
list heading level 3 submission deadline.
Submission deadline.
Submit your assignment by 11:59 p.m. on left bracket due date right bracket dot.
On due date. Well, we wouldn't, because this is going to be a self-paced
Heading
course.
level 2 evaluation criteria. Your assignment will be evaluated based on the following criteria:
And then there's like full evaluation criteria. So like, can you imagine? I mean, this is more detailed than like assignments that Michael and I create. And yet we didn't have to do anything to do this. Okay. We didn't have to really do anything. We just had to, give it a prompt. And these are the type of things that it created for us. So I just thought that you guys would like to see this.
And you did this all on the Rabbit Hole website?
Yes, so I'm going to show you guys how I do a sample task. So let me go
Toolbar
to
blank selection removed. Perspective voices dash replit A bit R1 best buy selected instead.
Hold on. I don't remember the website. Let me look.
History search profile tab list of history chat sign lock zoom tape left parent 8 link iVideo map home dash edit video free AI video rabbit chat GPT rabbit R1 chat GPT ask anything.
Oh nope, that's not right. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Rabbit fooled me this morning and thought it had a screen meter. Oh, so
list of
mad.
history entries table 10 colon
Like, there's a screen
8
meter?
colon 54 question mark AI video editor dash 8 colon 8 colon publish model dash public make active map HT sign into MakerWorld login sign into MakerWorld.
I can't find my
plans on profile my best buy member cart dash best buy check out rabbit hole hold rabbit dot tech row 9.
Oh, hold that rabbit out. Oh, okay, here we go.
Clickable rabbit OS.
Okay, so now this is the site. It's again not the most accessible. Let me show you how it works. So I'm not gonna go into too many of the personal details, right?
Rabbit
Like
OS.
Michael's account, because I don't want to, do anything I don't feel
Plus.
comfortable doing. But I'm gonna at least show you how it works. So, and again, there's no subscriptions for this, y'all. So you just pay once and have access to it. Okay, no subscription. A lot of these AI devices you have to pay monthly. There's no subscriptions.
Link graphic rabbit hole logo.
It's a rabbit hole logo.
Clickable rabbit OS. Blank. Clickable journal.
So this is a journal.
Blank. Clickable cookie jar.
the cookie jar is where all the like your logins are stored. Now, I don't think I can show the playground because I don't think Michael's Rabbit is online. I think it might be dead, and I'm not sure where it is. But
Clickable teach mode.
obviously I'd have mine on all the time because I'm using it. Teach mode is where you can like go to a website and have it like teach it how to do a task. Okay. This one's particularly I'm not going to do just because, like I said, it opens in an integrated browser. That's the thing. It's not like an actual browser. You kind of have to use OCR to navigate it. It's kind of a pain. It is usable though. It is doable. Okay. But again, I need to have Michael's Rabbit online for this. But there's one more
Beta.
mode.
Clickable lab.
This is the playground.
Playground. Clickable settings. Blank. Main landmark button. Visited link settings. Visited link graphic. Button lab. Button left parent lab. Playground left pair describe powered on and connected to the internet. Link lab playground. Before you start your sessions, we link power describe
is
any
it-
task left parent. Web right parent.
Hold on. Is this Rabbit
Describe
on?
your task here. Edit unavailable multi-line.
No. Okay, so there's
No
a chat.
previous heading.
Let me
Out
find
of
the
edit
chat.
button unavailable. Not in a table cell.
Oops, I need to go to the right page here. So let me show you the chat.
Link graphic rabbit hole. Clickable rabbit OS. Blank. Clickable journal. Blank. Clickable cookie. Clickable T beta. Clickable playground. Clickable settings. Blank. Main landmark button. Visited link settings. Visited link graphic. Button lab. Button playground. Button left lab. Playground. Left parent. Web right pair. Describe any left playground. Lab. Button
Okay,
left pair.
where's the
Clickable cookie
let
jar.
me go back.
Clickable journal. Click rabbit OS. Link graphic rabbit hole logo.
Okay, here we go. Maybe it's here.
Main landmark. Type your task or drop files here. Edit multi-line. Out of session ID : DHC1VXK.
Here we go. It's at the home
Warning :
page.
Do not refresh the page or close this browser window while your task is running.
Yes, that has happened a couple times, and I lost all my progress because Chrome crashed.
Reminder : Please do not type in any private information in the chat box. R1 holders have 9 chats per from Renisha's note taker left parent current
Hey.
chat. R1 holders have 9 chats per day. Everyone else gets 3 new chats per day.
See?
Current button new chat. Graphic rabbit OS in turn.
Okay, so this, let's see, what kind of tasks should I do? You guys have any ideas? It will not edit audio. It sounds very unpleasant, and I'm not going to even play it on the stream because it's horrifying. I tried it, trust me.
Hmm.
Do you guys have any ideas of things that you guys want to, I'm curious what you guys want to do. Any ideas? It can do pretty much anything. I mean, it can put like together documents. It can like do like market research. Let me see what kind of suggestions.
Button new current chat. R1 hold reminder : warning session. Hello, what's on type your task or drop file out of edit. Hello, what's on your mind?
And you can attach
Type
files.
your out of edit button attach file. Button.
How well can
Button
it do
research.
it like analyzing a document? Like if you, like let's say I have a Google Doc or a Google Sheet or some big document that maybe isn't even fully accessible, or maybe it's a Word doc, I don't know. Like let's just say I have a data document that I want. Because I've noticed like if I upload a document, if it's not very big and I upload something to GPT, it'll be fine. If it's a big document, it struggles. Like if it's like 20 pages or something huge. How does this do analyzing a big document?
I don't have a huge document like that to try, but I've known that it does very well. And you can even try it in the playground mode also. So it can literally, you just paste in the link and it can like open the document, from like Google.
Nice.
Yeah.
How does it
And
do?
it can actually log into your account.
Sorry, go ahead.
For left parent, otter.I
You can
right
log
parent
into
to
your
everyone :
accounts.
Bernicia is on the basic otter plan with 30
Man,
minutes. meeting.
that's
Record
awesome.
longer meeting.
Can it
Tool
do
bar, Chrome menu
videos or
button, submenu,
pictures?
rabbit hole.
I mean, you
In
said it made
terms
its
of-
graphics good.
I'm not sure if it can make images. It cannot make videos, I don't think. So things like making documents, it can do probably analyzing, things like that. Like I said, there's things I haven't tried yet. It can make code.
That's so cool. Can spit out code. Market research is cool too.
It can fit it. Let's see.
Button 3JS airplane game with aliens.
So these are some examples. 3JS game with aliens.
Button real estate research. Button TV show research : Shogun. Button website creation.
Website creation.
Button 16-bit music sequencer. Button company financial analysis. Double check all information as mistakes are possible.
So those are some examples of people that have done, but I'm just curious, what do you guys want to do? Because I want to be able to show you what's possible.
Can you
And
ask
something
it to?
you're-
This is Alfredo. Could you ask it to write a Taylor Swift song from scratch?
what?
Could you ask it to write a Taylor Swift song from scratch?
I'm not sure that I can write songs. I mean, I can write lyrics.
Yeah.
That would be it.
You want to write lyrics?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Let's do it.
Button company. Recurrent
Do
type
it.
your after drop.
No, let's
Main
see.
land double R I E space. A space T A Y L R space S D I F T space S O N G space F R O M space S C R A T C H.
I'm just gonna put in that prompt. I'm trying to show you that you don't have to put in a lot
Out
of
of text
details.
PDF right parent. Waiting for user response. Text in
Oh.
mind for the song. Edit lyrics in the style. I can help
Look
with
at
that.
this.
I quote writing is write a Taylor Swift song from scratch. I can help with that. I quote writing a song. Quote, do you mean you'd like me to generate original song?
What?
Lyrics in the style of Taylor Swift? If so, do you have any specific themes, moods, or storylines in mind for the song? Additionally, would you like the lyrics in any specific format? Left parent, E.G. Plain. Text, PDF right parent. Let me know your preferences. In mind lyrics in
Okay.
the style of Taylor.
I'm just
I
gonna
can help
put.
with that. I quote writing a song. Lyrics in the
Let's see.
style of Taylor Swift? If so, do you have any specific in lyrics? Lyrics in the style of Taylor selected Swift select. Copy to
Okay, I'm
type your
just gonna copy this and say yes. Just
provide a
make it
response.
that.
Blank. Space question. Space. N O space S O R what space I N space M I N D space T U T space I N space D O R space F O R A T dot D O C X. Out of graph lyrics in the style of Taylor Swift graphic spinning animation.
Okay.
Working on it.
Working on it. Now there's no aria to say when it's done, right? There's none of that stuff. So yeah.
Lyrics in the style of Taylor Swift. No story in mind. Put in word format. Great. I'll create original song lyrics in the style of Taylor Swift and provide them in a Word document. Left parent. Docs right parent. Let's get started. Starting Rabbit OS to work on colon. List with one item bullet. Create Taylor Swift style song lyrics. Do not cloud of list. Clickable starting plan generation. Task initiated. Graphic spinning animation. Working on it. Provide a response to start the task. Edit multi-line.
So did you just hit enter once you wrote in the prompt?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I know with ChatGPT that doesn't work. You have to go down to the send prompt button. So that's why I asked you that question.
And this is very agentic, okay? And like the rabbit itself, you can have it set alarms to reminders, and I think it can integrate with your calendar. Like I said, I don't have my own yet, but I guarantee you on Thursday I will report.
Cool.
Like I said, Michael will have to help me with the initial side, but I'm an accessibility person, and like I want to be able to do things, but understanding that like I'm also an AI person, and things sometimes need to get done, and I want to test everything. So it's still going. It probably will take like 30 minutes. So we can do something else, and I'll come
Oh,
back to it.
oh wow.
Graphic spinning animation. Working on it. Graph researching Taylor Swift songwriting style evolution across albums and more.
You see, I was researching
Running code
terms,
to create two directories. Second final.
and it runs code. So what I think happens is it has an environment, and I think it's a Python environment in the background. So it like runs the code, makes directories, makes files, and then it uses research to research things.
Research graphic spinning animation. Working on it.
How did you figure out that that's what might be happening? Like, what gave that away to you? That's super interesting to me that you figured that out.
Well, it kind of took some trial and error because when I actually had it make a Python thing and then I couldn't run it well. I don't know what happened is it almost got done and then I went to bed and it didn't finish. The reason I figured that out was installing WX Python, installing this. And I'm like, wait a minute, okay. But then it also had like pip commands. I was like, wait, this must be a Python backend. I'm not for sure though, because I just started using this yesterday. So, yeah.
Pernisha's note taker left parent.
This just
Otter.I
really
right
came
parent
out
has left the
because
meeting alert. Task initiated. Graphic spinning animation. Working on it. Provide a response to start the task. Edit multi-line. Out of edit button. Attach file.
So the task is still going.
Provide out of graphic spinning and researching Taylor Swift songwriting style 2023-2025 and more.
So you see it's doing search terms.
Graphic spinning animation. Working on it.
So yeah, okay. So let's like I said, that's gonna take a while, so we'll come back to that and we'll do something else until that's done because we don't want to waste all our time doing this. But yeah, I hope that was able to give you guys a good thing, and you can use this like for your free code camp, right? So say you need help on a certain topic, you could have it generate content on that topic, right? And even like the rabbit could teach you how to do certain things. Okay. So, that you could even use this for like your free code camp things because it knows the free code camp challenges.
But it wouldn't take as long to generate results, I'm assuming, if you ask it a question about a certain step in Code Camp.
There's certain modes. So the
Okay.
intern, yes, because that's like a full deep mode. But remember the playground. So if you've got your Rabbit connected internet, you use your playground. The playground is just like Chat GPT, y'all. But I think it's
Okay.
almost truly unlimited.
Cool. Okay. Gotcha.
You just need the device for all this. And like I said, the device is really cool too, because you can have like reminders and you can have like your to-do list and that it can sync to the web. And there's a journal where it has all of your queries with the device. So there's a lot of things you can do.
Do you, can you put the web, or what is the website for?
Rabbit.tech.
Okay.
Ornicia's note taker left parent.
Let me-
Otter.I right
It's
I'll put it
parent.
in
amazing to
chat.
me
Meeting
that you
growth.
like. I've never even heard of this before now.
I'm
It's
writing it
amazing to
down.
me all of the stuff that you know about. Makes me realize that even my passion about AI doesn't come close to matching yours, and also I have so much to research and discover, and there's probably so many cool and interesting things out there that I don't even know about. It's just so cool.
And you realize how this could help your foundation, Laurel, because it could help you analyze Google Docs, like,
Yeah. I'm gonna have
and
to
this
research.
is just getting started.
I know, like, that's the thing that kills me in a good way is like, I'm like, man, I have a whole new rabbit hole. Get it, rabbit? No pun intended, or maybe
Yes.
I did. I have a whole new like thing to jump down to learn. You know what I mean? Because like, I had no idea that this was even a thing. This is cool.
And it will work on cellular networks. The thing is, we're on Verizon, and it's not certified for Verizon, but like AT&T and others, this will actually work, and you can add it as a cellular line.
Okay, I just have to ask, and maybe this is a really stupid question, but can it make phone calls and/or send texts?
I think it can. I've never done that, so can't really answer that.
I'll have to
But
research it.
it will have a cellular connection.
If you pay for that, but I ain't gonna pay for that.
Right.
But it's good to know that it can. That's cool.
And you can also add it on to another line, like for like $10 or something. But
And
yeah,
you
that's
know,
good to know.
there's probably too even other AI powered devices, and I'm not saying like, competitors to this. I'm saying like other new AI powered devices that can do all kinds of random stuff out there,
Yeah, and like and you can have this like take notes that you're like, let's say you're in an in-person meeting, and you can have it like take notes.
That's so cool.
The problem with that is that you have to have a Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, but like for college kids, that might be something some college student would want to, or high school student.
And this could be a good
wanna dive in.
accommodation for disability services, assuming that, well, I mean, it's hard to set up at first for accessibility, but after that, like this
And
could be a
maybe,
good
and because it's
accommodation.
brand new, maybe someday they will add talkback. You never know.
Well, and I'm working with them, and I've been getting dialogue. They seem to want to make it accessible. We'll see.
So like we'll see. I mean, it's always the like, knock on wood, we'll see. But the fact that it's early on and that they're not unwilling, basically, they're talking to you. Like the possibility for the future is it's really cool,
Let's see how our task is.
Researching Taylor Swift songwriting style 2023-2025 and more. Running code to generate Taylor Swift-style song lyrics randomly.
See how it's saying code.
Running code to format song lyrics into a Word document. Running code to list and view draft lyrics in directories. File generated : find clickable creating a task : create a formatted task initiated. Heading level 1 Taylor Swift styles. Heading level 2 task overview. You request lyrical themes and styles such as delivered in a format. This task has been castle quote that embodies Taylor Swift. This task has been successfully completed. We've created an original song titled quote Shattered Glass. Castle quote that embodies Taylor Swift's songwriting style, incorporating her characteristic narrative. Approach, emotional depth, and metaphorical language. Heading level 2 final output description. The following files have been created : list with 2 items bullet. Taylor line Swift line style line song docs left parent located in the final folder right parent. List with 2 items white bullet contains the complete formatted lyrics for the original song quote Shattered Glass Castle quote. White bullet includes proper formatting with a clear title, organized verse and chorus structure, and consistent styling. Out of list bullet. Lyrics line draft.txt left parent located in the temp folder right parent. List with 2 items white bullet contains the plain text version of the song lyrics. White bullet this is a working file that was used to draft the lyrics before formatting. Out of list heading level 2 key features of the song quote Shattered Glass Castle quote incorporates several hallmarks of Taylor Swift's songwriting : list with 5 items bullet. Thematic elements : explores vulnerability and personal growth, common themes in Swift's work. Bullet. Narrative structure : tells a cohesive story with emotional progression. Bullet. Lyrical style : uses metaphorical language and vivid imagery characteristic of Swift's writing. Bullet. Song structure: follows Swift's typical format with verses, pre-choruses, choruses, and a bridge. Bullet. Emotional depth: captures the introspective quality and emotional resonance of Swift's music. Out of list: the song draws inspiration from Swift's evolution as an artist, incorporating elements from her recent works, including Midnight's The Tortured Poets Department albums. Heading Level 2 Usage Instructions. To access and use the song lyrics: list with 3 items. 1. View the formatted lyrics: list with 2 items. Bullet open. Tailor line Swift line style line song docs using Microsoft Word or any compatible word processor. Bullet. The document is ready for reading, printing, or sharing as needed. Out of list 2. If you wish to modify the lyrics: list with 2 items. Bullet. You can edit the Word document directly. Bullet. Alternatively, you can work with the plain text version in lyrics line draft.txt and then reformat. Out of list 3. For performance or sharing: list with 2 items. Bullet. The lyrics are original and can be used for personal purposes. Bullet. If planning public performance or distribution, standard copyright considerations would apply. Out of list heading Level 2 additional notes. The lyrics were created through careful analysis of Taylor Swift's songwriting patterns, thematic preferences, and stylistic evolution throughout her career. The song captures the essence of her style while being an entirely original work. The Word document has been formatted with appropriate spacing between sections and consistent styling to enhance readability and presentation quality. Button. Publish result.
And you can even publish it too. Not sure where that goes.
Your
That's
task has been
cool.
completed.
Let's download and see what we got.
Publish result button. /final/Taylor.
I'm just pressing B for Shift B for buttons.
/temp. Download. Create a formatted Word document with the
Oops,
final
hold on,
lyrics button.
fragment.
Download all button.
Download all.
Untitled Google Chrome Taylor left download complete :
Okay, it's in my
button your link
downloads.
row table row 1 column 2 from link H column for button show and folder. Show and fold downloads file explorer to Taylor line Swift line song.
I can
Items
open
view
this.
list type edit final not selected 1 of 7 temp 2 of 7 dot bash line logout 3 of 7 dot bash 4 of 7 dot profile 5 of 7 dot pseudo line as line admin line successful 6 of 7 index 7 of 7
There
dot
you
pseudo
go.
temp 2 of final 1 of 7
Let's see the
items view
final.
list select Taylor line Swift line
Here's the Word doc. Let's see what we got here, folks.
Viewing.
Viewing. Okay, where?
Taylor line Swift line style line
Oh,
song
yeah.
read only shattered glass castle blank verse 1 : I've been hiding all my cracks beneath the surface, afraid to let the world see I'm not perfect, but there's beauty in the breaking and the bending, and admitting that some stories have no ending. Blank pre-chorus : so here I am with my heart on display, all of my truths that I kept locked away. There's freedom in finally being seen, in all of the places I've already been. Blank chorus : so watch me fall apart and put myself together. I'm stronger in the places that were severed. And maybe vulnerability's not weakness after all. Maybe it's the bravest thing of all. To show the world your scars and still stand tall. To let them see you rise after you fall. Blank verse 2 : they told me vulnerability was weakness, so I built my walls up brick by careful brick. But now I'm tearing down what I created. Page 2 : finding power in the parts of me that didn't fit. Blank pre-chorus : so here I am with my heart on display, all of my truths that I kept locked away. There's freedom in finally being seen, in all of the places I've already been. Blank chorus : so watch me fall apart and put myself together. I'm stronger in the places that were severed. And maybe vulnerability's not weakness after all. Maybe it's the bravest thing of all. To show the world your scars and still stand tall. To let them see you rise after you fall. Blank bridge : I used to think that I had to be perfect, never showing cracks or signs of wear. But there's beauty in the breaking and the bending, and admitting when you're scared. And maybe all this time I had it wrong. Real strength is found in being vulnerable all along. Blank chorus : so watch me fall apart and put myself together. Page 3: I'm stronger in the places that were severed. And maybe vulnerability's not weakness after all. Maybe it's the bravest thing of all. To show the world your scars and still stand tall. To let them see you rise after you fall. To let them see you rise after why.
That's the song.
That definitely sounded like a Taylor song.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's like what the rabbit can do. And I mean, you can play with a rabbit hole if you don't have the R1, you're just very limited.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, I mean, I think this is one of the best investments because you don't have to like pay for a subscription. And I mean, the playground, the non-intern mode is very, very good, right? It can still do a lot of research. It can do a lot of agentic things, do things on your behalf.
Cool.
I just can't show it because Michael's rabbit's not online.
Restore R. Close. Final -5.
But yeah, that's that.
Final -file explorer.
Did you order it directly from the that website? The
No,
rabbit
I ordered it
dot-
from Best Buy.
Oh,
Delete
okay.
from history button.
Gotcha.
Because
Toolbar,
sometimes
rabbit.
I want to try to get
Toolbar.
it ASAP.
I'm
Out of
thinking
clickable
that,
button
I wonder
editor
if
canvas.
Amazon has it.
I think they do, yes. But I don't
Oh.
it doesn't have the official seller. So I don't know. I want to order from the
Oh,
official
I
seller.
gotcha. I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe it does. I just like Best Buy was close. So I'm like, it'll be here Thursday. So
Yeah, I have, well, Best Buy and Amazon both are close for me, so I'd be good with either.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, it will take a little bit of sighted assistance, but I guarantee you, I mean, even when I was like talking to it, it would be filling out web forms for me, folks.
Oh, wow.
So I was trying to find more clients for our business, and it was literally filling out web forms based on what it knew about our business.
Yo, that's incredible. That's cool.
So it can help you like find grants, Laurel.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. That would be
That's
good.
that's that's awesome. I love
You
that.
can put it and it can help you write grant proposals too, because you can do that in the intern mode. I'd recommend.
Nice.
That'd probably help you win more grants, possibly. I don't know.
I think they've always said that it's really hard to dot every I and cross every T with grant proposals. So I think AI would be very helpful with grant writing, to make sure you get all your points across in the way they
And
want
I've
you to
never
get them
done it,
across.
but yeah,
Mhm. It'll give you a really good place to start anyway,
it
for sure.
would. And I'd recommend the intern mode. And you can specify what format you want. You can specify if you want headings, and like you can be very specific.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just my really, really random thought. Really. I wonder if I could ever use it to power, like, I have certain interests. Like, I'm a huge weather nut, for example, and I've always dreamed of, like, having my. I know this is probably dumb, but anyway, I've always dreamed of, like, having my own weather station outside and stuff. Anyway, I wonder if I could use something like that to make certain, like a barometric pressure reading instrument or different, like, weather stuff, like, that's inaccessible. I wonder if I could use it to power that and make it more accessible.
I mean, you could try. Like if you can do it. You can like you could try.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, like, if you can voice query it and get it to, like, you know, query, I don't know. Anyway, I'll research it. I might get
Yeah,
back
but
to
I
you on
mean, you
that.
get 3 free chats without the device
Yeah.
per day. So you should try it.
So, can I share with you guys what AI helped me this week?
Sure.
Do
Let me
it,
Um,
yeah.
stop sharing my screen. A minute.
so, um,
Assignment.
Oh, hold on. Let me stop
Rack
sharing my
screen sharing meeting. Screen.
okay.
Audio now muted alert.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're
I'm
good.
sorry. Go ahead.
So, lots of what I do for work is audio editing, and sometimes I have Zoom meetings that have lots of crazy artifacts, like sounds underneath stuff that you just if you want to get rid of them, you have to copy that thing into and then put marks and then find the right EQ, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the list goes on and on. But I found this website called Descript.com. And not only do they provide you with a clean audio file, once you upload your file, but they also give you a transcript of that file in case you need it for, whatever. But the difference was
Oh yeah,
huge, and the time that I saved was like, you still have to go through and make your edits tight, if people are saying or or those things, but it saves a lot of time with doing compression and equalizer and different things. So
And they're gonna be coming out with an agent soon.
oh really?
I've actually started using them in 2020. It wasn't the
Hmm.
most accessible, but I actually had a Taylor's Teardown episode on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Because yes, their website is a little wonky, but I made it through it.
Were you
um
able to edit?
I was.
Whoa. Do you have the free plan or are you just using a
No, I have a paid plan actually. I thought I'd try it for a month, and then if I want to do it for a long time, then I'll do yearly because it'll save money, on a yearly. But so far, I like it. And I was curious as to whether you had any experience with any other ones that you might
I
recommend.
haven't, and I'm actually looking for something like that. And I'm gonna
Okay.
be trying to get on the waiting list to test Descript's agent because it can actually like make edits for you, apparently.
hmm Oh, that would be like super cool.
So I'm gonna try to get on their wait list. I'm actually gonna do it right now.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, good. At least you know about what I'm talking about.
I
And
do, and you can even export to YouTube, which
I
is
know
always
you can, and to Podbean and all these
yep,
places. I'm like, oh my
yep,
gosh,
yep, yep, yep.
this is just what I need. So I
Yeah.
was rather thrilled to find that because it was really clean audio. Somebody had some buzzing noise going on in their Zoom, and it took all of that out. And if I would have been editing the audio I would have had to copy that segment, you know, put it on the clipboard, do it to this, and find the right compression, and the EQ and blah blah blah. So it was like, oh Lord. And it did it within, it was probably a 30 to 40 minute file, and it did it within like 3 minutes. It had it done.
It's gotten a lot better then, I'm sure. I need to try it again. Because I have
Yeah,
an edit. I have a
you
community
should.
call today, so I need to edit my video.
hmm Yeah. You should try it. I think you would. And you tell me, I would be curious as to your thoughts. Maybe we can compare notes next time we meet.
Yeah, I mean, so was it usable for you? Like, were you able to use it with draws?
Yes, I was. It just, some of their buttons are not labeled exactly great, you know, so I had to kind of guess and figure out where I needed to be.
Always.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, but other than that, I mean, I like the results I got. And I think once I get used to the website, I'll be fine. Plus, I'm going to try it also on my Mac, just to see if it reads better. And I
At one
think
point, the Mac was kind of a crapshoot.
oh, really?
But you can try. I haven't tried that since 2020. I'm actually trying it right now. Sorry, I
And I
can't
was
help it.
also going to try, let's see, MVDA wasn't, uh, the buttons were still about the same with JAWS or MVDA. So,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes there's a lot of difference between those two.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they have an iPhone app too. I don't know if it's accessible or not, but
Yeah, they do.
so anyway, I just thought it was cool that I could use that for work and save myself a lot of time. Just another tool in the toolbox.
And I think their plans have gone down too. So,
30, it was 35 for 30 hours.
well, at
Um,
one point it was like a lot more. So, I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. And then if you do a yearly, an annual thing, you get, they shave off, a good bit. So, which is good.
I
So,
have truly found that, like, a lot of the AI tools, it's always a cool idea if you want to try something out to pay the slightly more expensive monthly price for like 1 month.
that's what
Try
I
it.
did.
Try exactly
That's
like
what I
that's what
did.
I've done too. Try it, see if you actually use it or if it's worth it. And if it is, then go to the yearly. And if it's not, well, you know,
Right.
you've only you've only spent a month. And I've noticed as well, I will say, like, I think it's always important, and I noticed this even from like last August till now, and obviously that's like 9 months. It's a long time. But I would say too, like, try the various like AI tools that you're interested in, a paid subscription. The ones that you don't necessarily like, or even the ones that you do like, make a note of them all, and 6 months later or so, test them out again, because things evolve so much. Like, I found that one tool I stopped using in about March and started using Grok instead, because for the purpose I wanted it for, Grok turned out to be better, right? And so
Yeah.
a $30 a month subscription from Grok really only became a $20 price difference because I canceled the other subscription, right?
Also, try it every
So
like 2 months because AI is moving too fast now that
that's true, that's true. I would say, like, at least, what I guess what I'm really saying, whether you do it 2 months or 6 months, whatever you
yeah.
do it periodically, right? Like,
Mhm.
because you want to make sure that the tools that you're subscribed to monthly are continue to be the best to serve you, and you want to make sure that you don't miss out on the opportunity to have something even better. So, and if you think about, well, it all adds up and it's expensive, yeah, it is. But like I said, the first thing I had used that was truly the best option for what I was wanting to use it for several months, that I canceled, well, I ended up saving $10 that went towards Grog, right? So it was really only a $20 difference. And you'll find stuff like that. And so I think it's always a good strategy to keep like a document that's like a notes document for yourself, that you keep track of, like, okay, here's what I wanted to do with this tool. It was working great. This other thing worked better. Here's my notes. I'm going to revisit this in a few months. And it's always good because then it helps you just kind of keep track of and not of your stuff, not lose track of it, and also manage your subscriptions in the best way, you know?
I have a
Yeah.
question.
But yeah,
Mhm.
testing paid plans out as your friend, guys, if you can.
Has anybody had a hard time canceling subscriptions ever with any of these sites? Because I worry a lot about my credit card information. I've had a data breach before. It is such a royal pain to clean up afterwards. So, and a lot of these things, like I look at them and I'm like, how do I know I could trust them with my card number? And I mean, I don't use a card that's tied to my bank.
Right.
I'm using just pure credit card. But what has anybody experienced that at all? I'm
A
just kind of
lot of
wondering because
I
I
will
have in the
say,
past.
I use Apple Pay a lot, so I know that if something goes wonky, I know I have some help there, but I don't know.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
and a lot of these sites are powered by the same payment processors like Stripe and
Stripe.
things. And
Yeah.
so honestly, like Stripe is very trustworthy. The sites itself don't even have your credit card number.
Mm-mm.
It just all
Okay.
goes to Stripe.
Yeah. And
I
you
will say, like,
usually,
here's my, and I'm no financial expert. I'm sure Penny Ford, who's another awesome nonprofit, probably has advice about this somewhere. You can look them up. They're a blindness run, or a blind person run or low vision person run nonprofit that does a lot of financial literacy for the blind and visually impaired. They're cool. But
Okay.
shameless plug. I mean, but I will say, as a rule of thumb, unless I can pay with something I trust, like if it's an unknown site or app to me, if I cannot pay using Apple Pay, PayPal, or Stripe, three options I feel comfortable with, or Venmo, then I
yeah,
just
Venmo.
won't do it. And so I will say, like, for me, and I mean, I know it will vary person to person, but for me, what works is, unless I'm sure that I want to directly enter my credit card info, like, unless I'm definitely sure about that, like I said, if I can't use a payment method I already know and trust, that I've already established and already used and already had experience with and felt safe with, then I just won't try it. And I would say, like, because I feel comfortable with Venmo, Apple, PayPal, Stripe, I would say that that's going to cover, like, most of the merchants, right? Like, that's going to cover the vast majority that I'd have a payment option I felt okay with, you know? And for me personally, again, it's just a personal thing. I'm willing to use those four options because I've used all four of them for so long without ever having a problem,
Right.
So I would say it's much about that for me as it is who the end client is. And like I said, I'm not a financial expert, There could be holes in my strategy. I don't know, and I'm by no means saying it's bulletproof. But I've never had a problem having my data stolen if I use one of those platforms that I feel good about and that have a good track record to pay with. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, you got to do what feels right to you, but for me, that's been a strategy that's worked.
Yeah, I mean, and even at that, the where my data was stolen from, that was a workplace breach, which was
Mm-hmm.
just remarkable to me, like
Oh,
it's
that's a
still,
nightmare. If you have a
yeah, it,
workplace breach or some like medical provider or something that you, oh my God, that's a nightmare.
yeah, it was rough to recover. Like I'm still dealing with I still get a pin every year from the IRS because, my information is out there. So I'm pretty well
I'm
locked
so
up.
sorry. What a nightmare.
Good
Yeah.
grief.
Man, Taylor, I wonder, are there any AI tools out there to help monitor that kind of stuff?
I don't know. And I don't want to recommend anything that I haven't tried.
Well, yeah, I know.
No,
I'm just was
definitely not.
curious if that's a category. I didn't know if you at least knew, even though we're not experts in it, I didn't know if you at least knew if that was a category that AI had reached into yet or not.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe someday. Who knows? Yeah, I
Well,
wouldn't recommend something like that either unless I knew for sure from an expert that, there was something reliable.
yeah, and if I just want to try something, sometimes, and I know not everybody has this option, sorry. And but sometimes I'll just do a prepaid card transaction. And then, if there's some kind of breach, they don't get anything because there's nothing on it for
Yo,
them to
you
get.
can never go
So
wrong with that. You can literally never go wrong. You can
Mhm.
never go wrong with that.
Yeah,
Because what are they going to do? What's the worst that's going to happen? There's $50 on your prepaid card. They steal that, which would
right.
suck. It would
Yeah,
suck.
yeah.
But if you're ever afraid to try stuff because you're afraid of somebody getting hold of your info, you can't go wrong with that choice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's a really good idea too.
because I don't give people my bank account information,
Yeah.
not checking account number, anything like that, because but Stripe is reputable. In fact, anytime that a merchant is through Stripe, I always get a security code that comes to my phone and my email before I can even make the transaction. So, because they have, you know, two-factor authentication, they're very secure. So if you ever come across something you want to do that Stripe is the merchant, then you're good with them for sure. And the other choices that Laurel mentioned as well. But
Cool. Thank you.
pre cards are good. If I'm not sure about somebody, it's always a prepaid card. And I have Cash App, so that's a prepaid card that you can put just the right amount of money on it for your transaction from your bank instantly, and you don't have to, you know, you don't even have to worry about them getting any money. When that payment's going to come due,
When
you make
it's,
sure the money's on there and they take it, and then the card's no money on it again. And if
yeah,
somebody tries to do something, you get a message saying your transaction to such and such was declined, and it's not you. So,
no, thank you guys a lot.
mhm.
Yeah, for sure. And I will say, like, for me, a lot of these things are apps and you can use websites. And I find if I use Apple Pay on my iPhone and just remember how I logged into that app, I can log in on my computer. And many of the times you can use the same subscription on multiple devices. Not all the time, but many times you can. And so that minimizes your risk too. If you feel more comfortable using just one method, then you could use like PayPal or you could use Apple Pay,
Mhm.
or if you have an Android, Google Pay across the board, and then just remember your login info so that you can access it on other devices and it's not like, hodgepodge. I don't know.
Yeah. Laurel, do you still take new people for this class?
What's
Um,
that? Sorry, my
I
screen
said,
reader
I
was.
said,
Yeah,
do
we
you?
do.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know, I got the registration link off of the Top Tech Tidbits, but that was months ago, and I know at least 2 people who want to take the class, but I don't have the Zoom registration link.
Oh man, I will
I
send
sent
it
you
to
an
you.
email
Yeah,
because
send me an email. I'll respond with it.
I already
sure.
He already
sent
sent
it.
you one.
I sent it yesterday. I sent
Oh,
you
you
an
did?
email.
Where?
Mhm.
Hold on. Did I get it? Let me look.
I
I
don't
didn't see
know.
it. Let me make sure. Hold on. Stand by, because I didn't see an email from you. Hold on. Let me see. I don't know.
Okay.
Hold on. Give me a second. Let me look. I'm looking. Searching. I'm searching. Oh, you sure did. I don't know how I didn't see that. I will respond and send you a registration link. Hold on. I'll do that right now. I'm gonna mute
Thank
myself so
you.
you guys don't have to hear me typing. But I didn't see that yesterday. Don't know how or why. I got you now though, girl. Hold on.
Thanks.
All right, I got you. I sent it. I sent it to you.
Thank you so
Nailed
much.
it. No, you're good. I don't know why I didn't see that yesterday.
That's okay.
And that's always like, guys, if you it's always possible that if somebody emails me, I try not to ever miss anyone's email, but nobody's perfect. So if
And you get a
anyone's
lot of
ever
emails.
watching this and you've tried to email me and I haven't seen you, just poke me again. There's a chance I didn't see it, No
Especially all
one's
the
perfect.
email we get these days, you never know. So
You never know. I mean,
that's why I said who I was, because I was like, well,
yeah.
she won't
Well,
know my email address, so
and thankfully, we don't get a massive amount of email to the foundation email, but still, I mean, none of us are perfect, right? So I just copied the invite invitation, which has the registration link in it, and I
okay.
said, "Here you go." I didn't
All
really
right.
say much else in the email. I said, "Here you
No,
go,"
it's
and then I
fine.
pasted it in there since we're literally talking about it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna forward it to the person that
Yeah.
wants to come, and he can let his friend know. I know there's 2 guys that said they want to be a part of it, because I've been talking about it since since I started it.
Well,
So
perfect. And I need to send the registration email to a couple of other people too, because they lost the link. So I'll do that while I'm sitting here. But yeah, perfect. So you should exactly be able to just forward that directly, and they'll have it. So, because I
awesome.
just went. Actually, if you go, so just so that you guys know, if you guys don't know, if you have a friend that wants to be invited, if you go to, if you go in Zoom, you open participants, and you, hold on, I'm doing it actually. If you open the participants menu and you scroll, I'm scrolling, and you click on invite, you can actually copy to your clipboard the entire invitation to the meeting and send it to someone, and it will send them the registration link doing that.
Oh, I didn't know it would send them a registration.
Well,
I mean,
because I set this to where you have to register and you can't just join. Okay, so
right.
on any Zoom meeting, if you're trying to share it with someone, if you open the participants panel, because you'll scroll and you'll hear like, what you'll hear from a screen reader, hold on, is going to be either open participants panel or closed participants panel.
Right.
If you click on, if it says open participants panel and you click on that, and it's going to be maybe different versus, iPhone versus computer, but somewhere on your screen, you're going to hear an invite button. Okay? If you click that, you will hear a couple different options. You can add a contact or you can copy invitation. On a open Zoom meeting where there's no registration option available and it's just an open meeting, you'll just hear copy invitation, and you'll hear the same thing for a registration, like a meeting that requires registering. The only difference is that the invitation it copies will have either the direct Zoom link where somebody doesn't have to register, or it'll have the registration link. It depends on the meeting settings. In this case, it's got the registration link.
Okay.
Because,
I gotcha.
that's how we have it. But it'll copy the whole entire invitation over to your clipboard. And then all you got to do is just copy and paste that into the body of an email, and boom.
Okay.
Or into a text message, or into a Facebook message, or however you're wanting to invite that person. And then boom.
Because I've invited people to Zoom meetings before, but never one that was registration required. So,
right. So
I didn't know how it worked on that one.
Yeah, it basically works the same way. It's just when you're doing the copy invitation thing, and I explained it all in case anybody's ever listening who doesn't know that, you know? I figured you did, but I don't want to take it for granted that all of our viewers do. But yeah, it'll work the same way as the copy invitation thing. It'll just be copying an invitation to register, not a direct invitation to the meeting,
Gotcha.
But then once they register, they'll be sent a link, and then boom.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Gotcha. No problem. No worries. But just so that you're empowered, you can do it yourself in the future too. I'm
glad to know that.
Yeah. But I'm also happy to email you the thing, So.
No, I wouldn't have bothered you if I'd have known I could do that, but I'm glad you told me.
It doesn't bother me a bit. Like I said, I just had no idea. I hadn't seen that you had emailed me for some crazy reason. I didn't see it. But anyway, there you go.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, did you ever play with, I know that we were talking one time a couple of weeks ago. This is like a total random aside, but we talked about how we could voice chat with different AI tools. Remember when Taylor showed us all of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Hebrew and.
Did you ever get a chance to do it in Hebrew?
I got the chance to play with a little bit, but I wanted to kind of just like record a little demo, and I haven't got to that point yet.
Yeah, but like when you just played with it in general, like how did it do in Hebrew?
It did pretty good. Chat GPT did. I wanted to try the other ones too, and I haven't got a chance to, put the rest of them through their paces to see.
I noticed in Russian it did pretty okay. In Finnish, most of the time it did okay. It was a little bit harder, for specialized stuff, but I feel like for general knowledge questions, I got good results in Russian and Finnish. And I was just curious what you thought in Hebrew.
Right. I got good results in Hebrew with, Chat GPT, but I haven't played with the other ones yet to see what all it does, because
that's exciting.
I'm really interested to see which one does the best.
Exactly, and that's exciting because we can let people know too. Like, guys, if you speak other languages, a lot of these AI tools, whether you're speaking to them or whether you're typing, they can handle other language input too.
Which one did you try on Grok?
What's that?
Did you try Russian on Grok or?
Yeah, so I tried Finnish and Russian on all of the different tools, and what I'm noticing is that, in my experience anyway, Grok handles Russian and Finnish conversationally better if you're trying to have a conversation. However, GPT has a wider vocabulary base, so if your question is a more specialized question, GPT does better there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But results, it's kind of something I've preliminarily played with. Native speakers may experience it even differently.
Right.
It's kind of cool because, I will say, I did not change my language over in my settings.
Right.
A native speaker probably will.
Exactly.
I was simply conversing with it in that target language, but with my native language set to English because I don't want to mess all of that up.
Same
So
with me.
results may vary, but I do want people that are multilingual speakers to know and realize, hey guys, a lot of these tools are able to operate somewhat, results may vary, in your native language. So if you are not necessarily comfortable making your query in English, try it in your own native tongue and see what you get. You know, you might be surprised.
So one of the projects that I'm working on, which AI has helped a lot with, is to publish a book, and AI helped a lot with the research. But one of the things that I want to do once the book is done is to have it translated into, other languages.
Yeah, girl.
So, that's kind of the plan, to hopefully have all that done before the end of the year.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
I mean, I would use AI to like AI. So what I've noticed in translating specifically is that AI can do a lot of the heavy lifting. Now, if you want to actually publish something, like a social media post or a book or anything, nothing replaces running it by a native speaker and getting a native speaker to help you
Right,
finish it off.
right. I
But
agree.
you
I
can
agree.
use AI to do quite a bit of heavy lifting. In
Right.
fact, if I want to translate something into Russian or Finnish myself, and I know this is going to sound terrible because I am fluent in Russian and I could manually do it myself. I actually use Russian to do a lot of the heavy, or use AI to do the heavy lifting, and then I'll look at it in Russian and correct it myself because I am fluent and I can. But like, I don't want to necessarily sit there and have to manually do it all. Sorry, mentor, if you ever hear me say this, I know I'm cheating. But I mean, seriously though, it's working smarter, not harder, right? So
Yes.
now, here's where a lot of people go wrong. They just get AI to do it, copy, paste, boom, okay, I translated it. No, no. Because
No.
as a linguist, I know, and as a translator, I know that a lot of times when you're translating something into a target language, you're going to have a lot of choice in verbs and in grammar, and in it's nuanced, right? And AI
Yes.
doesn't necessarily know
That's
how to
right.
make the right decision for the right thing that you're specifically trying to communicate. So, because there can be even similar verbs or grammar case endings that communicate similar things, but that you need to specifically know which one to apply to your situation. And if you don't know, that's why you need a native speaker or a
Yes.
fluent speaker. So don't ever just copy and paste. Check with someone. Or if you really don't have access to a native speaker and say you're going to make a social media post in a target language, say in that post, say, hey, I'm using GPT to generate this post. Please, if a native speaker notices a problem, please tell me,
Right.
like
Exactly.
disclose that fact because it'll make you look bad to a native speaker if you're just slapping it together because it'll be obvious, right? It's better to own it and say, hey, I don't know if this is correct. If it's not, someone please, by all means, reach out. But anyway, the point I'm making, without going into a huge, because I could talk about this all day, is AI can do some of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So you could run sections of your book through AI, do like in Hebrew, for example, since you speak Hebrew. You could get it to do the heavy lifting. You just need to go verify it either yourself or with another native speaker
Yes.
and
And
clean
I
it up.
would too.
Yeah.
But I mean, even in English, you can't just publish something. I mean,
No.
okay, I'll give you a case in point. Audible now has quite a few books that are narrated by virtual voice.
Yeah.
And so here's the problem with those books is you can tell that nobody edited, and this is English. You can
Right.
tell that nobody proofread them or edited
They
them.
just slapped it together with
They
AI
just
and hit
slapped it
publish.
together, and you can tell.
Right, and
You
like
can definitely tell.
I'm gonna I think if I publish some books or stuff, I'm gonna have it narrated by a virtual AI voice because I just don't really care to do it myself.
Yeah, same.
But here's the thing: like people dig on people for using AI to make faceless YouTube videos or narrate stuff or whatever. It's to me, it's not in that you use it to make faceless YouTube videos or narrate stuff or whatever. It's not in that. It's in the quality, right? And that's exactly what Melissa and I are saying is like, if you're going to do that, great, do it. But also, do not take the human element out of it. Go clean it
Right.
up. Go make sure it sounds like you, reflects you, sounds like what you really want it to say. You know, as far as you're able to, within your power, doesn't have any mistakes. You know, there's no replacement for human verification, right? Like, so,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
It's a tool in the toolbox. It's not the, it's not to get, that's just something you use to get the final result. That is not the final result and never should be.
Exactly. Like, use it. Like, I've used AI to help make faceless YouTube videos before. I mean, because,
Yeah.
like, so do it. But always have yourself or other humans involved in getting eyes on it, figuratively, and
Mhm.
making sure that your product, what you're going to output, is solid,
Mhm.
Yeah, I
And
mean, it's just a question of quality control and,
exactly.
it's an old engineering adage, like the highest the highest paid person in the room really should be the checker, the
Mhm.
Yeah.
person who's reviewing the work and checking it.
Right.
And I think, like, too, like, I know that it's controversial talking about all of the Facebook AI generated posts. And a lot of people are like, if you make AI generated posts, I'll delete you, I'll unfollow you all, blah, 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 because it feels so fake. Well, to me, just because somebody's made an AI post doesn't mean I'm going to unfollow them. Because
It's when
frankly,
it's done badly that I'll unfollow them.
right.
Right.
And here's the thing, like, frankly, I use AI to help me write some of my Facebook posts because it just helps me to formulate really well what I want to say. And sometimes I find that it expresses the thoughts that I have and can write the copy to express my thoughts, but in a more coherent manner than I really can, right? Because I can word vomit and it can help me. But
Mhm.
I still will read through it, maybe take some of the dashes out of it so that people can't obviously tell that I copied and pasted, and
Right.
format the grammar to sound more like me, and maybe change the wordage a little bit, and I'll put it up. But like, my thing is, like, I don't care if people use AI to do the heavy lifting and generate their Facebook posts or their content, but just at least give it a read through. Make sure that you truly feel like that represents you. If it does, great. If not, tweak it.
Mhm. Yeah.
But who am I to argue with? Like, I mean, and some people too, guys, because of the nature of their disability, they may struggle to write and articulate. And AI might unlock that ability for them. You got to remember that
Exactly.
too.
Yes, exactly.
And if it does, more
Yeah.
power to you, I think. So, anyway, I love it whenever we can just go on a tangent and talk about coding or AI or tech. It's fun, isn't it? It's like,
Mhm.
you never know where the conversation will lead.
Mhm.
You never know. So, I enjoy it. It is storming like crazy outside at my house today.
Oh, Taylor said
Sorry,
it
I
was
was checking the
storming in her
weather.
house too. You
I
ain't
know.
got a tornado warning yet, do you?
Not yet.
Okay.
Are you under a tornado watch?
Yeah.
We had
What?
all that a few weeks
Good.
ago. I'm done with
Listen, I
I
love
told you.
tornadoes. I didn't know you were under a tornado watch. I love tornado. Okay, I'm being silly
Oh,
now.
I don't. No, no,
You,
no.
I
Mm-mm.
know, I know. You guys are hearing a little bit of my humor. I love the idea
Mm-mm.
of storm chasing, and I'm always an armchair storm chaser because I've never gotten to like actually go. But I'm a weather enthusiast, let's just say.
Yeah, I
my
am too. But
my
I
late
still have
my
respect
late
for the weather.
husband was too. So
I'll dial down that tornado. I'll dial it down for the YouTube viewers because I don't want to go off
Yeah,
on a
let's do that.
massive. I don't want to go on a massive tangent that takes away from our learn to code or our tech talk, but I will say I would love to use AI to help me build an app that would like notify a storm chasing enthusiast anytime there's a tornado warning issued in America, and what the TV markets would be so that you could pull it up and like follow along. Oh my god. That's a pipe dream of mine. I might do it someday.
I don't know, guys. I went last week because I'm in the Carolinas, and I went out to Western Carolina where they had that actually a hurricane in the mountains,
Yes.
which was
Yeah.
devastating.
Oh, I had friends that
And
got
Yes.
I mean,
devastated by
Yeah.
that.
I did
yeah, I
too.
mean, I could not believe that there were still roads that were washed out. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
was we're coming up on a year ago,
Long story
Yeah.
short,
and you could just see it. It was horrible.
man, long
Mm-hmm.
story short,
Yeah.
I, through some different hobbies I have, including hockey, I made some friends that live up there in the mountains. It is, and I'm not trying to make a political comment, I'm just making an observation. Shocking to me, it is shocking to me how much progress they still need and how much help they still need and how poorly the government has served them.
Yes, I would
FEMA
agree with that.
specifically, FEMA.
I
Yeah.
agree with
I'm
it too.
singling out FEMA, and this is not a left or right statement. This is
Mm-hmm.
an observation. It is crazy to me how poorly they've been served by FEMA this far out. Like, they should have a lot more help than they already have. And people in Virginia, too, and in Tennessee that got affected
Yes.
by it, too, you know?
I mean, again, it goes without saying that the places for the areas where there was a large large population of more well-off people, those areas look so, you know what and I get it. They're not going to get to every single little hut, but my gosh, I mean,
Yeah, but
some
still
of the houses were,
the
yeah,
disparity
the
between
disparity was incredible. It's incredible.
Exactly.
the
Yes.
disparity between like towns and cities versus people
Yes.
that are like out in the more rural areas is ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
it's
agree.
unbelievable.
Yeah. I have a
Unbelievable.
friend that lives 15 miles from Asheville, North Carolina. So she lives in Black Mountain. And
Okay, that's
Oh,
a beautiful area. I love
yo.
going
yeah,
up there.
Yeah, but they also got
I do
devastated.
They
too.
got hit.
They got hit hard
Yeah.
because we sent her groceries. We did everything we could to help because, you couldn't get to her.
Yeah.
And her sister had just moved up there and she's like, I'm getting to my sister. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can put me in jail if you think, but
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
she's like, I got to get to my sister.
So if you guys want to know an example of AI use to track the weather, the YouTube channel Ryan Hall, y'all.
Yes, I've seen
He
that.
so he has a bot. So this might be interesting since our Learn to Code Tuesdays are all about coding and tech, and I don't want to stray too far off topic. Ryan Hall has, and I love this. Like if you guys ever notice, even people without disabilities, just normal people in the mainstream who have an interesting use of AI, tell us about it.
Hmm.
Ryan Hall on his channel has something called the Y'all bot, and he has coded it and used coding. And I bet I don't know for sure how well he knows coding. I don't know. I mean, I know he has some coding knowledge, but I don't really know what his and his team's skills are. But so I don't know. I don't know if they used AI to generate their code or if he's got people on his team that actually know the code and wrote it by hand. I don't know. Either way, though, he's created an AI bot that can actually read off weather warnings and can respond to his requests and feed him real-time weather information, as well as read YouTube chat responses. So like when people send him super chats and stuff like that, it can read him their messages, and also it can summarize what's being talked about in the regular chat, that's the non-paid chat. It can
Hmm.
summarize it because he's got like 300 messages a minute, right? He can't read them all. And
Right.
so it's really interesting. And if you guys really want to see a cool use case in real time for an AI, for a YouTube streamer using AI, you should watch one of his live weather streams, because how he uses the Y'all bot to get more out of his streaming, right? Whether it be in summarizing what people are talking about in the chat, or whether it be trying to help him pronounce town names or live weather information, or whatever it may be. It's really fascinating because I don't see a lot of other YouTube streamers who have chat bots that they are using tied into their YouTube chat and reading the chat feed and helping them kind of maximize
Manage.
their
Yeah.
engagement with their viewers, right? And he's got hundreds of thousands of viewers sometimes. And even on a slow day, he's got like 30 or 40,000. And so I think it's a really good example of how someone is using AI and an AI bot to engage with their users and improve how meaningful their live stream is. It's really cool.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
So I just want to throw that out there for people that may be watching this YouTube stream later, or for you guys, that if you want an example of something really interesting to watch, either because you like the weather or because you want to see how a YouTube streamer is using AI, like in combination with their own organic live streams, you should check out Ryan Hall, y'all. It's really interesting.
I know that he raised a whole lot of money for that town a few weeks ago that was devastated here in Tennessee by that tornado.
Yeah.
Just off of his channel. So
Yeah, they've got a charity and they raise money to like help people that are weather disaster
weather-related
victims.
victims.
Yeah, to get to them before FEMA and all that, because there's always like that time gap,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he raised a lot of money for that town. He did a great job. But yeah, if you guys really want to see a cool AI use case, go watch a weather stream from him. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even at that, like, I don't know if I was talking to you guys about it, but one of the other, do you know, the people who do the, You Don't Look Blind once a month chats? They're based out of Colorado. Rob and, oh, I forgot her name.
I'm not sure I'm too familiar, but tell me about it.
Okay, because I actually found this Learns Code Zoom meeting through, I think, a letter that they put out,
Oh,
so
sweet.
somehow, yeah, somehow you got roped, hooked into that.
I love that.
And
Hey, listen, guys, if you're listening, thanks. I mean, sorry I don't know much about what you're doing. Email me and tell me about it. LauraWheelerFoundation@gmail.com. I can't know everything about everyone,
no, I know that.
So,
But
yeah.
he was talking about how, because they're very heavily invested in support and things like that for people that are blind and visually impaired, and they deal with a lot of people that have RP. And so in their live meeting, because they recently went through the fires and everything, they were talking about, making sure that if you do live alone, that, you've got somebody that's going to check on you and this, that, the other thing. And one of the things that he was telling us about was how when he was talking to some of the FEMA people, with some of the things that have been happening lately, the FEMA person was basically saying, make sure that you have reasonable um resources around you so that
Yeah.
you can survive on your own for a week,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. That
I
have a
know, I
bug
know for
out
people with
bag. And
disabilities, that can even be a harder ask.
yeah, and I mean, even at that, like with some of my health conditions, I look around and I'm like, my gosh, if I had to put something together quickly, it would be a tough ask, and it would
I
be a
just
big
used,
bag.
I just got GPT, like I queried it, and I got it to generate me a prepper's list if I needed to, I put the query and I said, I'm blind, have a guide dog, and would want to know what the emergency preparedness list would be for surviving a few days after a tornado hit. I just queried it, right?
Hmm.
And GPT actually put me together a really solid list and
Wow.
was able to tell me what the average price would be per that item. And I even queried it just out of curiosity to say, well, I'm on a fixed income. I'm not on a fixed income, but I know a lot of people are. I was just
Hmm.
curious what it would say. And I said, what resources would I find out there to help me afford all these items? And it either gave me some resources or it gave me some strategies too, like on how to put things on a payment plan or save up and afford things. So what I'm saying is, like, I just to test it. I wanted to see how well it would do, right?
Hmm.
And it was interesting to me. It did a pretty good job. So if you
Cool.
ever feel like overwhelmed by that, like if you're watching this YouTube video and you're thinking, well, dang, I'd feel overwhelmed by trying to figure out how to get those resources. I mean, AI is never perfect, but I was just now pleasantly surprised at the plan it came up with, for what it's
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah. I mean, again, it really was kind of eye-opening I've never seen the after effects of a landslide before. So it was quite jarring to me,
Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
to
It's
actually see
unbelievable.
where there were, footings for bridges and there are no more bridges. The bridges are
Oh,
gone.
yeah, the bridges are gone,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to query GPT on something else. Hold on. I mean, I figure when we're all sitting here and we're just hanging out, basically talking about anything, it's fun to query GPT for different stuff, right?
It is. Yes, it
Mhm.
is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm sorry, I got playing with these scripts.
How's it going, Taylor?
It's good. I need to edit my community call because I've been really behind, and so I'm like, crap. I need to edit this, put it on
I
YouTube
can't
real quick. So
I
I
can't
just
wait till the
edited.
agent thing comes out. Oh
I
my
know. I'm trying
gosh,
to get
that's going to
access.
be incredible.
So I quickly I'm finishing editing this call, and then I'm just gonna put it up on YouTube from Descript real quick
Cool. So,
because I need to
how
get this
long
done
have you
before
had
my
a
call.
Descript account?
Yeah, I have one.
I mean, how long have you had one?
Oh, hold on.
So, okay, basic GPT
Headphones
search.
died.
Sorry. I was going to say a basic
God.
GPT search tells me that there's even like AI smart pins out there. It can project a screen onto your hand or other surfaces and is a voice activated assistant, which is,
Smart pen?
I mean, it's really expensive. It's like $700. But there is a product, and maybe someday they'll be even cheaper.
But what does it do? I'm sorry. I must have missed
There's like
something.
jewelry pendants that people can wear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just. There's obviously the smart glasses. Obviously, Meta.
Right.
Apparently, there's hubs for like Amazon Echo or Google Nest devices that include AI extensions and can integrate with ChatGPT via Alexa skills, and Gemini's AI as well. I didn't know if you guys knew that.
But it doesn't surprise me.
So apparently Rabbit R1 Plus is coming soon.
I don't know what that's all about.
I don't know. Like
Taylor,
I said,
Taylor, you're gonna get the
I did a
one. You're gonna
basic
get a new
search.
one as soon as that one comes out.
I just did a basic search. I didn't really like do a huge in-depth search. But it's really cool because I mean, I feel like this AI powered smart glasses are kind of the first item to come, but it's really cool to know that they're expensive right now, so probably not affordable to us, but maybe someday we could be wearing jewelry or carry a pen that's an AI tool. You never know.
I heard something about those smart pens on an Apple podcast, or yeah, some kind of Apple podcast that I was watching, and they sounded pretty cool, but they said they were Probably not. Somebody had one and they said probably not worth the money at this point.
No, not now. But like, think about it though. In a couple of years, it might
Yeah.
be. You never know.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
and I mean, even at that, I'm a type 1 diabetic and I use an insulin pump that's connected to a CGM. And I will say this much, my control has gotten so much better. And
Yeah.
although it's not really an AI device, I mean, I don't know, would it be considered an AI? It's responding to where my sugar is and where my sugar is going. So they talk a lot about algorithms. Is there a difference between an algorithm and AI? I mean,
Taylor,
I know it's not
thoughts?
connected to GPT, but
Taylor, got thoughts?
I'm right here.
What are your thoughts on
I
what
was
she's saying?
checking the weather because we got another serious thunderstorm warning.
No,
You
you're
don't mind
good.
repeating that?
You would have probably better or more like I don't know expert thoughts on that than me.
No, I just need you to repeat it.
Go for it, Jackie.
What
so
you're saying.
like I use an automated insulin delivery system. Like I use a
Mm-hmm.
continuous glucose monitor that talks to my pump and it could tell like if I'm trending up, trending down, going up really fast, coming down really fast, and it adjusts my insulin. And they talk a lot, the pump companies talk, and people with diabetes talk a lot about algorithms. Now, I know that what the pump is programmed with, it's always looking at my information and adjusting it. Is that like a form of artificial intelligence in a way? Because it's not
Yes, it is
based
actually.
on anything from me.
Right. It's basically looking at trends and stats and trying to make predictions on what should be coming up next.
Right. Okay, because I mean, again, and it's not like an AI, like it's not connected to like a chat GPT or anything like
No,
that.
it's
It's
just
all,
algorithmic prediction AI.
yeah. So what's the difference? So the chatbots that we use, are they also algebraically predicting or is it
Yeah,
different
so
somehow?
AI as a whole is basically like the building blocks is basically it predicts the next word. Right. So the basics of AI is that it does predictions. So if I type in, what is your right? AI might predict name, right? So it's all based on like the prediction, the token, like how like much some a word might come up. Like it's all based on that, and then from there it like gets trained, and then there's a whole other process. But the basic building blocks is predictions,
Okay.
statistical confidence crap.
No, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
And if you have a paid account with any of them, I know with Chat GPT and I'm sure with the others too, it keeps your history. You
Yes.
can, and then it knows like you wouldn't have to type every time you needed some help with some task for a screen reader because at some point you've told it, hey, I use a screen reader, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So you don't have to continuously type that in every time.
Man, I mean,
Although,
like now at this point, it remembers what all I've told it about. Like, and I love like I would consider myself an AI or like a GPT or a Grok or like whatever power user. And at this point, it remembers about me like how I've told it that I use a screen reader, what screen readers I typically use, and how I prefer even that it shape its responses for ultimate readability for me. Like
yeah,
even my personal style, you know? So
exactly.
now it like knows how to respond in a manner that I enjoy. And also, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Did you know that you can even make your GPT, like for use with you specifically, have a personality? I've been able to shape it to respond in the kind of style I enjoy just for fun. And I've been able to get it to talk to me like in a style that just I don't know, it just makes me smile and grin. But like I can present it with a scenario and say I want you to respond to me in this kind of tone and scenario. You know, like in my case, I'm all about the military. I love the military, and I don't know. I just love I love the direct way of communicating anyway. So I always tell it, I'm like, speak to me direct military style, like you're giving me a briefing. And it
Yeah.
remembers it and it does it every time. And I like love it. I eat it up. But the point I'm making is like, if you have a particular style that you love, or like a movie style or movie character or regional way of speaking, even like with a regional dialect of English or whatever it might be. I don't know if you wanted to use the Queen's English when typing back to you and responding, whatever it might be, anything. You can actually shape its personality and get it to interact with you in even a more personable, fun way,
Yeah.
which is cool to me.
Mm.
So I love it. I don't know if you guys have tried that or not, but it's kind of fun.
I mean, probably not to the degree that you have, but you know, my chat GPT thinks that I'm witty, so
There you go. There you go.
we're
I mean,
always,
most people
you
don't
know,
realize, I mean, obviously it doesn't replace people, obviously. But
yeah,
most people don't realize that you can kind of shape it and give it its own personality as defined by you if you shape its response parameters, you know?
yeah, yeah. But
And like, heck, if you wanted it to talk to you like Darth Vader, you can get it to. I mean, I'm not a big Star Wars person, but like other people might be. My point is like, you can shape its way of generating responses, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
It is
So
cool.
cool. I know we're almost to the end of our time. Does anyone else have any thoughts or anything about anything we've been talking about? Or does anyone have free code camp questions?
Laurel, actually, I was kind of thinking about that earlier. Um, we had a couple of weeks ago, we had some people with us that seemed to be more on the beginner's edge of it. Have we heard from them at all, or do you think they just kind of fell off?
Well, I need to check in with them because we have a lot of people that kind of come in and out.
Right.
If we can get people to come consistently, and if it ever gets big enough, we for sure can have a couple of breakout rooms, one for beginners and one for people that are more advanced. We can do that.
Yeah.
We just haven't done that yet because we haven't usually had a big enough
Yeah.
crowd or like I mean I don't even mind doing it if we have 10 people because I want to cater to everyone, but we haven't really directly been like asked or it just hasn't come up, but I'm certainly open.
Yeah. I mean, and
Yeah.
again, it's kind of interesting because, and I know for myself anyway, doing the, with the way they now have it sectioned up, and now that I'm using AI a lot more, like I don't really have that many questions about Free Code Camp itself.
Sweet. That means you're
Right.
doing
You
great.
know,
Same
Yeah.
like
here.
usually I'm able to go in and find my answers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we try to supplement what people learn, you know, like we try to deepen that knowledge and make it real life applicable. But yeah, like if you guys who are more on the beginner side are hearing this, like we can totally make breakout rooms and do whatever we need to do to help maximize your learning. So I think it's probably a combination of people maybe that are beginner or that maybe what we talk about can be over someone's head, but also it's a natural thing. Like some people come some weeks and some other weeks they're busy and may not come. You know, I think it's a combination of factors, but we're certainly open to, we want it to be a enriching experience for everybody. So if people want us to do some breakout rooms so that people can talk about different topics or have conversation more suited to your own level or whatever, reach out to us. We can plan for that and make it happen for sure. You know? I will say it's probably easier to adjust the plan slightly if we know in advance what you need. So if you have a need like that, reach out to me or Taylor and tell us in advance, and we can make that work really well for you. It's a little easier to plan for if we know, but I mean we're totally willing to be flexible. Bring it on.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. 100%. Like, but I'm glad you said that because I want people to hear us say that, you know? I know Taylor feels the same way. Sometimes we plan ahead, sometimes we don't, but for sure, if people want us to talk about something or cover something or adjust and have breakout rooms or something, anything like that, if you reach out in advance, it for sure makes it a lot easier for us to plan and do that thing. And we definitely can and will. So don't hesitate. Reach out, do it, because we want to be user driven in how we do things, you know. I created this every Tuesday with the idea of it just being a place like a virtual coffee shop, you know, where people could get together, user driven, and learn how to code together, whether it be directly on FreeCodeCamp or branching off into some other conversation. And if you think about what a coffee shop environment is, right? It's people of all different levels coming together and having a space where they can talk to other people and learn. So we want to keep that vibe going no matter how advanced or technical we get. So the best way that we can make that happen is if people reach out to us and help us know what their needs are, what they want to see happen, and engage and make it interactive. That's going to be the best way, and we will respond to that and we will make it happen and make it interactive, because that's what we're here for.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Taylor, have we ever put the registration link for the Zoom on the Bits Technology thing? I'm not sure if she's listening or not.
No, I don't know. She might have a weather warning down there.
Yeah, she
I know
might.
she's got some nasty storms.
I know. I feel her.
I don't know. I'll check with her.
Hey,
okay?
I'm muted.
Oh, sorry, Taylor.
Sorry.
We assumed the
We
tornado
assumed
might
the
have
tornado
got
might
you.
have.
No,
Oh
I
my
thought I was
God.
unmuted because I was talking to Michael. Then I
Girl.
muted.
Girl.
No, what I was trying to say is you probably should do it, Melissa, because you don't run it, right? I
I
think
will,
that Jeff
sure.
is kind of upset like that I run it, so I shouldn't promote it. But if you want to promote it, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for
I
it.
don't
'Cause
want
I
to get
run
in
it and that
trouble
could
with
be
him
up.
either, but hopefully he
You
won't.
won't. I mean, because you don't
Okay.
run it. Just say I do not
Okay.
run this.
Yeah, just like say I only participate, I do not run.
I-
And hey,
it's-
listen, Jackie and Melissa too, like, and I think like Alfredo's here. Guys, if you want to help lead a section or lead something, let me know too, because if we get a lot more people and we want to have breakout sessions, you know, to talk about different things, whether it be HTML or AI or basic, free code camp stuff, actually, if beginners want to work through the stuff together. Okay, one of the issues that we'll eventually run into is that there's only me and Taylor, right? And Michael when he's available. So if you guys ever want to run a breakout room or at least offer to, and you want to identify yourself as being comfortable leading over a certain topic, right?
Mhm.
Feel free, let me know, and we can use that to our advantage too. So like, if one of these weeks we get several people that reach out to us and say, hey, we're stuck in the free code camp tutorial, we're beginners and we want someone to pull us aside and specifically dive into CSS or basic HTML and help us work past these issues. If we know which people are comfortable doing that, then that'll help facilitate us making that happen even easier, you know? So, I mean, Jackie and Melissa too, like if you guys want to email me and let me know kind of what topics you would ever be comfortable leading, that helps us too to know like who could we call on to lead 3 or 4 people in a breakout room and, you know, say, hey, help these people out with this topic. They're asking for help this week, or you know what I mean?
Sure.
Laurel, you're very,
Yeah.
very funny because I don't think that I am good enough at coding yet to be able to answer questions.
No, but you might not have like a broad knowledge, but you might, if you ever think about it, you might have certain topic area knowledge, or even you could say to you because you have gotten farther along in the tutorial, Jackie, you have the ability to look back at your previous answers to things, and you might have the ability to help someone by helping them untangle something that you already have moved through. You know what I mean? Because that's a
Yeah,
lot of what
that's
I was
true.
doing.
Yeah.
I was looking at
You
my
have some
previous.
knowledge, Jackie. Like you do.
You do, Jackie,
Yeah,
and
you really do.
and Jackie, listen, what I was doing on the legacy stuff, to be blunt and just straight up, a lot of what I was doing and helping some of the people get through some of the steps they were on is I was looking back at my saved answers and remembering how I got to that answer and what that piece of coding is. And I was just coaching them through how to get what I got, you know?
Yeah.
And then if I was getting stuck somewhere, I was using GPT to help me explain it to the people. And you have at least that much knowledge for sure. And if not a lot more, you know?
I think
No-
she has a lot more.
Yeah, you do give yourself some credit because you have a lot more than you
Seriously.
realize, you know?
You do. Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, guys, we're flexible. We're open to structuring it according to the demand. So
Yep.
nobody ever hesitate to reach out to us and say, I need fill in the blank. And we will figure out how to make that I need fill in the blank thing happen.
Sounds like a
Well.
plan. Well, it's 12 o'clock.
All right, everybody. Hope you guys have a great week.
You guys too.
You
Thank
You
you.
too.
And
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Have a
see you
wonderful
next
day.
week, everybody.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye.